briefing since the COVID-19 response relocated to its new facility here at Sporo. So we want to welcome all of you and similarly take the opportunity to wish all of us a happy and a prosperous 2022. Today's press briefing has been called specifically to look at an important development in the COVID-19 response in Sierra Leone, which has to do with deployment, the rolling out, the introduction, you name it, of an important system, an important mechanism in air travel. As you are fully aware, following the resumption of commercial flights in Sierra Leone, after we had relaxed a whole range of restrictions, Sierra Leone also launched a travel portal, www.travel.gov.sl. And I am informed, and again to be validated by the lead for ICT, that travel portal has serviced around the range of 150,000 inbound and outbound passengers. In fact, a month ago I was giving it, perhaps that was an outdated figure. I was talking about I was right because I said over 70,000. But this now tells us that we have been ambitious, and again we have been able to service a good number of inbound and outbound passengers. And that is indeed an important hallmark in the COVID-19 response in Sierra Leone. The fact that Sierra Leone has been able to employ and embrace technology as a defining feature of our COVID-19 response. Now there is a new development which NaCOVERC, the National COVID-19 Emergency Response Center, in collaboration with the Minister of Health and Sanitation, the Africa Union and the Africa Centers for Disease Control, the rollout of what is known as the Trusted Travel Portal. I will not go into the background, I will not go into the technicalities and the functionalities that have to go with this, because there is somebody here with us, and we are so pleased to have you with us, who is the national lead for ICT in the COVID-19 response, who will talk to you, the media, about what this is all about, what informed it, what partnership there is around this, and what advantage or what Sierra Leone would leverage based on this huge technological deployment. But before I bring in Dr. Adrian Stevens, who is the national lead for ICT, I would kindly ask Harold Thomas, who needs no introduction, to give us a status update, and that will be the preface to Dr. Adrian Stevens' presentation on the Trusted Travel Portal.
We give you the status update for yesterday, 1st February 2020. As today's update is embargoed for 8 p.m. Cumulative confirmed positive cases, 7,623. Deaths for today, 0. Cumulative deaths, 125. May their souls rest in peace, and may their memories be a blessing. Active new cases, 0. New recoveries, 1. Cumulative recoveries, 4,771. Number currently in quarantine, 3. Number discharged from quarantine, 18,683. This is the 97th week of the outbreak in Sierra Leone. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Spokesman. Here with us, we have quite a few members of my team. I have the deputy lead, who is Mr. Solomon Kapia. Also, I have quite a few of the ICT officers. We have over there Mr. Ibrahim Sise, Ibrahim Kano, Ishmael Koroma, and a few others. So, but today we really need to talk about this deployment of the Trusted Travel Portal. On the 22nd of January, there was a press release on this biomass, and a lot of people did ask quite a few questions. So today we're actually going to answer most of these questions. Firstly, let me just make it clear that this trusted travel portal does not have anything to do or affect our own portal that we have. That's the travel.gov.sl. So whatever people used to do, they have to continue doing that. It doesn't have anything to do with it. Now, I will explain into detail about the portal. Firstly, let us understand about what is Africa CDC Trusted Travel Portal. Let's understand about the portal. The African Union and the African CDC launched actually on the 18th of August 2020, they launched the Saving Lives, Economies and Livelihoods campaign to promote hassle-free travel, economies and livelihoods campaign to ensure that there is to prevent cross-border spreading of the COVID-19 at the same time. The Sierra Leone government, through NaCOVERC and the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, together with the African Union, the African CDC, are now providing this trusted travel portal to promote three major things: to harmonize, standardize, and coordinate entry and exit for travelers in all African Union member states by providing access to information on travel restrictions and COVID-19 testing requirements for international travel. But why the travel portal now? Well, the African CDC Trusted Travel Portal comes as an innovation approach to support the implementation of overall campaign on Africa against COVID-19, saving lives, economies, and livelihoods. During the joint ministerial meeting between the African Union member states, ministers responsible for health and for transport actually agreed on this. The launch emphasizes on utilizing technology to establish a multi-country tool platform to ensure verifiable and credible COVID-19 information exchange within and between different economic regions in Africa. The platform was actually rolled out on the 5th of October 2020, as most of African countries were opening up their international borders to facilitate exchange of information about the travelers, pre-entry and exit requirements, and availability of testing facilities among each African Union states, hence creating an enabling environment for smooth travel and movement across the borders. But then when should you use this travel portal? You are advised to visit or use this portal when you are planning to travel or transit within any African Union member state's country. What are the different functionalities of this platform? This is very important for us to know. The African CDC Trusted Travel has three main functions for all its users. Number one is travel requirement. This function provides information on any travel restrictions relevant to a particular country in Africa where someone intends to travel. Because a lot of countries have different restrictions, but when you actually go into this portal, it will give you the different restrictions for different countries. Number two, digital test results. This provides information on the COVID-19 test requirement for any African Union member state. It also provides information on all accredited COVID-19 test laboratories from any country of departure within Africa, hence enabling travelers access to the nearest COVID-19 test centers. Through direct integration with the laboratories, It also enables travelers to obtain secure test results from accredited, trusted COVID-19 test laboratories that can be validated by screening officials at the borders prior to entry. The third function is the health status report. This function provides information on the health status of any traveler within African Union member states. It provides information on his or her COVID-19 results to confirm whether they are positive or negative, but also confirm that the test was done from an accredited, trusted COVID-19 test laboratories. The information can be shared with clinics, educational institutions, and workplaces, among others, by the individual of their own free will. So this platform, which actually gives out this accredited or trusted information on all our test results, can be used in any of these instances. But the good thing about this platform, or this portal, when you receive, because when you do your test, your normal test, what normally happens, the laboratory and the ICT team will upload the information into the PanaBIOS platform. There they can actually, the ICT will be able to actually generate what they call the TT code. That's the Trusted Travel Code. That code is like a QR code that goes directly into our national repository, which is the DHRS2, and that can be accessed anywhere else in the world. So when you take your test results, this trusted travel test result, anywhere in the world, all they need to do, they scan it, they can see the entire information. They will know exactly where that particular test was taken, which particular laboratory actually processed that particular test, even all the samples that we're taking, all the numbers would be actually on that particular information. So this is going to really make a big change. Before, a lot of people actually come in or go out with certain results, which sometimes can be fake. This one, obviously, does not allow that. It validates and also authenticates our test results anywhere in the world, especially all the African nations, but then even above what African Union is actually doing. They are working with other countries to ensure that their database is actually linked with the PanaBIOS or the biomass platform, so that anywhere else you go in the world, the information that you give can be authenticated or validated. So once more, as I said, this particular platform really gives us an edge, makes people in other countries trust our certificates that we're giving, so that when you go out with these certificates, anywhere else in the world, it can be authenticated and validated. Now, another easy thing about this portal, like we know most times, a lot of people don't have problems of actually having their test result on time. One of the good functions about this portal, as soon as the results have been uploaded, an SMS will be sent directly to that passenger, giving them a link. So when they go to the airport, they can scan it and the entire information will show. Anywhere else in the world, the same thing will happen through that particular link. And another good thing, sometimes people might actually misplace their test results, or even that link, maybe their phone. But a very good thing about this platform, if you go to the airport, all you need to do, if you cannot get that information, you show your passport. Through your passport number, the system picks it up and brings out your test result anywhere else in the world. So this is a system that's going to change the way people can actually access their results, their test results. So at this particular point in time, I will stop here for now.
So that portal remains. It continues to be valid for the purposes of inbound passengers registering online to travel into Sierra Leone and outbound passengers registering online to travel out of Sierra Leone. Our travel portal has all relevant information about the COVID-19 protocols for travelers for Sierra Leone. As a matter of fact, our pillar was able to develop a Q&A, a comprehensive Q&A, where travelers or passengers can go and get every relevant information about COVID-19 and what protocols govern those travelers. So the point Dr. Adrian Stevens is emphasizing is this new portal that we are now deploying is simply an authentication and validation portal. It is important for information. So Solomon Jamiru wants to travel to Uganda, for example. This portal will be able to give me the requirements, the COVID-19 requirements for traveling into Uganda. So for example, I test and I have a negative certificate. How can the Ugandans be able to access a certain portal to really confirm that my negative is truly negative, that Panabios system for representation? Because a lot of countries, I suppose, are already linked to that Panabios. So all my detail, if I'm traveling out of Sierra Leone, these experts will upload all of that into the Panabios, and that is visible all over the world. So anybody sitting anywhere who wants to authenticate those details regarding my negative certificate can simply go into that Panabios and they can confirm that Solomon Jamiru did his test on this day, and that test was done by one of the labs, the certified laboratories in Sierra Leone, which is this, and they could be able to authenticate all of those details. So, so this more or less rather complements what we have, and it is important for international validation and authentication. With this, I would want to give the floor now to our friends in the media for comments, questions, and I believe Dr. Stevens